Hey all, last time that we saw Joshua, we were in Deuteronomy 3, and the Lord was letting Moses know that he wouldn't be the one to lead the people into the actual wilderness, that Joshua would take over. And we end up learning a little bit more about Joshua at the end of there. So we're in Deuteronomy 3, we're going to be at Deuteronomy 3:28. But charge Joshua and encourage him and strengthen him, for he shall go over before this people, and he shall cause them to inherit the land which thou shalt see. And that's where we hear about Joshua here in Deuteronomy in the beginning, right? And then that's to Moses, right? But then there's a lot of instructions that come up to the people through Moses to them, all the way to Deuteronomy 31. And that's where we're going to catch up with Joshua again. And this is actually where we're going to see the real culmination of all that Joshua's been through, of the time with Moses, of the time spent getting intimate with God, of learning to be accountable, of learning to be really peaceful, a man of peace, even though he so constantly was at war, having to be that sense of logic in the midst of chaos, and now finally leading us to the place where Moses is going to lay down the mantle and God is asking Joshua to step up. So when we get to Deuteronomy 31, we're going to see where that public announcement comes up. So while Moses has known that Joshua was going to take over, now is where Moses announces that to the people. So let's take a look at where Joshua pops up in Deuteronomy 31. And Moses went and spake these words unto all Israel. And he said to them, I am 120 years old this day, and I can no more go out and come in. Also the Lord hath said unto me, Thou shalt not go over the Jordan. The Lord thy God, he will go over with thee, before thee, and he will destroy these nations from before thee, and thou shalt possess them. And Joshua, he shall go over before thee, as the Lord hath said. And what words does God have through Moses to Joshua as he's about to lead these people? He says to him, and the Lord shall give up them before your face, that ye may do unto them according to all the commandments which I have commanded you. Be strong and of good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail nor forsake thee. Then Moses, who's Joshua's friend, right, real emotional moment for these two men, right, calls Joshua up and said unto them in the sight of all Israel, he publicly acknowledges him, Be strong and of good courage, for thou must go with this people unto the land which the Lord God hath sworn unto their fathers to give them, and thou shalt cause them to inherit it. And then he talks about how the Lord is going to go with Joshua, how they're going to be partners in this, how the battle always belongs to God, and how Joshua needs to remember to follow God's commandments, to fear the Lord, right, and to love the Lord his God with all his heart and soul. And then at the end, he gives them kind of the wrap up here as we announce Joshua's leadership and the handover. And really, like I said, kind of what all this has been leading up to as Joshua has spent his time following God, leading God, getting closer to God, and becoming a man of God for these people. And it shall come to pass when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. For I know their imagination which they go about even now, before I have brought them into the land. Moses therefore wrote this song the same day, and taught it to the children of Israel. And he gave Joshua the son of Nun a charge, and said, Be strong and of good courage, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swear unto them, and I will be with thee. So I'm going to read that one more time, because that's our message here, right kind of in the middle of where we're at with Joshua. Be strong and of a good courage, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swear unto them, and I will be with thee. So this isn't the end for our journey with Joshua, because we're going to go into the book of Joshua next. All we've been doing so far is learning about who Joshua is, how he became this man that will then lead these people. But we're going to go week by week through every book in Joshua and highlight his journey as he continues on. So join me next week with Chatting at Cheesman as we learn more about Joshua in the book of Joshua. Chatting at Cheesman. Happy Sunday.